we've got an awesome week this week because we're starting it off already with giving out a Tutorpreneur Hero Award to our wonderful Vasudha, which I totally did not pronounce her name correctly because I'm not from India. So, Vasudha, you need to teach us how to pronounce your name correctly.
You're almost right, except for da. It's actually pronounced Vasudha. Da is the tongue touching the upper roof of your mouth.
Yeah. So this is why you go with V's math tutoring.
Yes.
I love it. So we're just going to call you V from like this point on. And if anybody is here and thinking, why is she calling her V versus her whole name? Well, that's because I've tried really hard to learn how to pronounce her name, dang nabbit. And I still get it wrong. And I think I'm doing it right. And then she's like, no, you didn't do it.
That's totally okay. Trust me, even Indians have trouble with my name. So it's not just because I'm an Indian. You're not an Indian, nothing like that. All of them have trouble.
It took me a while to learn Nilanjona's name too, but she says I'm doing okay with pronouncing it. All right. So, how did you get started with online tutoring?
I just casually mentioned to my friend that I love math, and we just saw like math papers for fun. She was like, really? You've got to be crazy to just be doing SAT papers for fun. I'm like,
yeah.
That's what I do. I loved it. I mean, I do GRE papers for fun. I did that once. And then I just had fun with SATs. And I used to do these competitive maths too for fun. So and I was like, I found her daughter's textbook lying on the table. And I'm like, wow, like I'm all crazy about it. Just seeing a math textbook. And she's like, if you know, you can just help out my kid if you're interested. And I was like, sure. And we did a math competition together. And we just worked for 2 hours straight. No breaks, nothing. Neither of us realized the time. And we both loved it. So she just decided to continue.
Oh, that is so cool. And then you started getting students for your online. Now, did you start getting students when you were in Connecticut? Because you were in Connecticut for a couple of years and then you came back to India.
Yes, most of my students were when I was there. Like they all decided to continue when I moved to India as well. But like majority of my students, I got them when I was there.
Okay, awesome.
Through that friend whose daughter I started first, she told a whole bunch of parents like, you need to try her out. Like just try her, and then you'll know what happens. And
yes.
It took a year for some of the parents to try me out because when I interviewed them later, they told me, hey, that friend of yours, she's the one who told me, and she's been telling this to me for a year now. And timing didn't work out, something didn't work out, but they like hired me even after a year of her telling them. So that's how I got a lot of.
It is amazing how just one client can just you hit that right client and where they just like talk your services up, and it really can make the difference for your entire business. It is really, really cool.
It was that one client who's like told me the whole Connecticut about it.
Yeah.
And even out of clients.
Now, how do you continue to get clients today?
Still through referrals through my original connections in Connecticut and New York.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, she referred a bunch of people and they referred a bunch of people, and I still get referrals from there. I just have this one client who found me online, but otherwise they're almost all my clients are through referrals, except for
that's awesome. But people are starting to find you online, and that's when you know that you're really starting to make a difference when it comes to creating that online presence. So well done.
Right. That was exciting. Like when I got my first client through online, and even before getting a client, just like somebody saying, hey, I found your website. That was so exciting. I was like jumping up and down that day when they found me online.
That's awesome. And Ronald Johnson, he just commented, hey, congratulations. And Tammy's in the house. She's saying, good morning, guys. Congrats, V. That's awesome. So cool, so cool. Now, you are always encouraging other members inside of our group, and you let people know like how you love their content and how they're presenting themselves, and you subscribe to their YouTube channels. What are some of the benefits of subscribing to other tutors' YouTube channels?
The first one, you see how they work. Like, however good you are, and I actually can improve a lot on my videos, you can always learn something from others. Like, just the other day, I was talking to someone and she showed me how she tutored. It was just a casual chat, and I'm like, oh God, I love your presentation. I'm going to take that up. So it's always like when you watch other people's videos and subscribe to their channels, you get to know about a lot of their presentation styles. There is a lot to learn from their styles. Like, this part of the presentation, I like it, so I'm just going to adapt it to my own teaching style, my own videos. So always, like, it's a two-way connection. You subscribe to their channel, they get their traffic, and you learn from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've learned a lot from watching other people's videos and blogs too.
Oh, for sure. And that's why it's so cool. Like, if, for those of you who are not in the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors, you need to come join us. It's a free group on Facebook where you can get feedback on your website. You can get people to subscribe to your YouTube channels. And it's just a great way to be able to network with other online tutors and get the word out there about what it is that you do, but then also to present yourself in a way that shows what your strengths are as well. And your strengths are clearly all in the math world, which is awesome. Now, you used Wix to create your website. What helped you make that decision to use Wix?
I had a couple of options like Wix or WordPress. I just decided to go with Wix because somebody just was talking about Wix. I think, do you have your website on Wix?
Yeah, I do.
That's what influenced me. That's it. Joanne has her website by Wix. I'm going to go to that.
Yeah, it is the simplest tool, and I tried lots of different tools just to figure out what was going to be the best fit for me. And I figured, if as a new online tutor, if this is what's easiest for me to be able to utilize without having to get all techno and technically advanced, then I bet other online tutors could benefit from knowing about it as well. And that's why in the websites that win course that people can get access to, I just show them, here's how easy it is to set it up in Wix. I mean, you can have it done in a day. It doesn't take a lot. I mean, it obviously, people like to spend a little bit more time than a day, but you could have it up in a day with the way that Wix is organized.
Yes, if you have your content organized, like, if you know what's going to go on in your website, you can get it done in a day.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to hold you back from not getting out there. Lots of people are scared to push publish. Did you have that where you were kind of scared to push publish on your website?
Yes, the first website I created, it took me like almost more than a month or two to even hit the first time the publish button. And it was just like not even a domain in my name, it was just a website. Nobody's ever going to find it, and I still had trouble hitting the publish button.
So where do you think that fear comes from?
The fact that somebody will laugh at you, or like it's not good enough. You want to be perfect before you hit publish. And what helped me hit publish was I hit publish the first time, and then I posted my link on Ultimate Support Group. So I got feedback, and then once I got and then I unpublished it again, like after getting the feedback, and then I did a lot more modifications, and then I hit publish. So having that group give you feedback really helps.
Yeah, for sure. It kind of like eases that fear of, oh my gosh, is this really dumb? Because lots of people too will give some positive feedback and just say, oh wow, I really like this. I really like this part. Well done. I like your videos, or I like how you've done this. And so it's almost like reaffirming that it's maybe not so bad as what we're thinking it is. It is hard to put yourself out there, and you did it. It's awesome, and you're getting found now because of it. I love it. Lots of people think they have this fear too that there's going to be like this flood of new clients. As soon as I hit publish, I'm going to get this flood. But I've never heard of anybody that got that flood. Did you get the flood? No. There's lots of work we have to do in order to get the flood. A lot of work. So don't ever worry about hitting publish, you guys. If you have a website and you're like, oh, I'm kind of scared to push publish because I'm going to get so many clients coming through the door, and I won't be able to handle it. Don't worry. It never happened to anybody that I know. I know one guy that I think he said it happened to him, but I'm not sure of all the details. So don't worry. He already had a name out there. So I think maybe he had friends and stuff that like had passed his website along. The rest of us who really don't have a following and don't have people, you're not going to have a flood. Nobody's going to know how to find it. And so that's what we teach inside of the Insider Secrets Club is how can you get that website found so it's not just sitting there in isolation like a little needle in a haystack, right?
It does look like that. Like, you know, how hard you work on SEOs and it's still like, you know, one person finds you, or like two people find you per day through organic search. And that's fine. You eventually get up there.
Yes, you do.
It takes time.
Yep, it takes time and it's totally worth it, right?
True. The other thing I was scared about hitting publish was it's a lousy looking website, right? My first website that I built was lousy looking. I revamped it after 3 months. Completely redid it. So, but the second time I did it, it was easier because I learned from all the mistakes that I did the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay if you like have a lousy looking website the first time, you learn from it and then you can redo the entire thing. So it's not a very big deal if you do it bad the first time. That's what I learned.
Totally. Yeah, it's a living, breathing place. It is not a stagnant thing. That it's not a business card online, right? Like there's more to it. Like we'll add our blog on there. We add videos on there. We're changing content. So if you keep it stagnant and like you just create it once and you leave it and you never do anything with it again, you're not going to get any traffic to that website. It's just going to be lost in space.
That's there's first things that I learned from Ultimate Support Group. Don't create a website and just leave it as it is. Keep blogging. Mm-hmm. Add some content to it, be it videos or blogs. And I'm now learning about podcasts from there.
Yeah. And our conference tomorrow is going to be podcasting. And Ruth said, congratulations on your success, V. And she wants to know, do you have a blog as well?
Yes, I do. It's on my website as well. I'll post the link to my website there. And most of my blogs are on problem of the week. So I just give every week competition problem and I explain how to solve it. In fact, in some of the explanations, you'll see that I would have gone like, you can try this, you can try this. This will work for this reason, this will work for this reason, but this is the most efficient way of solving it. That kind of a thing. So you can actually see the thinking pattern going on. So when you start off, most of the kids take guess and check. They're just like, let me guess this number, see if it works. So that's always a starting point for kids. And then they'll find their method. So you can actually see those things in my blog as well. Not always, sometimes. Because if I do that always, it will seem like rambling.
So if people wanted to check out your website, where can they go?
It's beesonlinemathtutoring.com.
Got it. So definitely check that out, you guys.
With bees in front of it.
Awesome. Now, you've had some really great, awesome results with the students that you've been working with for the Math Olympiads. What are the Math Olympiads for those that don't know what it is?
It's actually, Math Olympiads happens worldwide. And in US, it usually happens for like grades 6 through even 8 or 9, I believe. But mostly when they hit middle school, they stop with Olympiad. So it's only the grades 4 and 5 who take it. It's taken through school. No private organizations can do it. It's only through your school. And the school selects the students who can even appear for the competition. So most of my students, they just come to me even for like regular school help. And then eventually, once I find that they are like stable enough, a lot of kids come for help. And then once it just takes a few classes to fix up those gaps. And then what do they do? So I go like, okay, you know what? You can try for competitions. You'll do well in that. So once you take a step above, your school math gets easy. So I start training them for math Olympiad. So they take them in grades 4 and 5 in their school, and when they do well, the school puts their name up and stuff like this person got the highest in math Olympiad and stuff, right? So they get recognized in their school.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome. Now you had a student that got a 4 out of 5 in the math Olympiad. What does that mean, and why was that such a huge accomplishment?
Most of the kids who have no prior experience in doing competition math will find even understanding the questions in a math Olympiad very difficult. They will just not even understand what the question is asking them. There are like 5 questions, and even if you hit one of them, that's a big achievement. Like the other time I had the school take it, and they were like, this again I heard from one of my kids. She told me that there are like around 15 or 20 students who took the exam, and there's 3 of them had a score of something other than 0. So the rest of the class got 0 out of all the 5. Oh, wow. And all 3 of those were my kids.
Oh my gosh, that totally speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yes. So it's like I keep telling them that problem solving is a mindset that you can train on. So it's not, I don't train them particularly for this competition or this competition, even though I do have like, okay, if you want to work on Math Olympiad, you can work. But it's mostly the change in mindset from being told that this is how you solve a problem to here's the problem, just solve it however you want. Just come up with your own solutions. Use any method you want to solve it. That really opens up their mind. And once you free, it's like freeing the mind from your constraints of like, this is how you solve the problem. And when you do well in these kind of competitions, you automatically, when you grow up as an adult, you're able to solve any problem. In your workplace, now it's like the computers are taking over everywhere. Nobody cares about doing monotonous work. Right. Those work are taken over by systems. All you need to do is think for yourself. Make up strategies. How do you strategize? Like, I used to play a lot of strategic games as a kid, so I tell my kids also to play games. Those strategic games, like not in computers, but actual physical games. There are lots of strategic card games and things like that I ask them to. So those help in having a growth mindset. So the kid who got a 4 on 5 should have had an open mind and a growth mindset. Yeah. So those are important things in coming up with in doing those competitions. If you just try to follow a pattern in doing these competitive problems, it's not going to take you a lot. So you need to have problem solving skills to be able to attempt these competitions.
Yeah, and it sounds like you just have this really awesome knack at being able to get them to understand how to do this problem solving. And like you said, it really does go into adulthood. Like if you can think this way, you're really retraining your neural pathways inside of your brain to be able to handle these more complicated things that you're going to have to experience as an adult.
Exactly. That's what I keep telling. Like, you change your basic pattern of thinking. It's just not how to solve this problem, but it's like any problem that's thrown at you, even if you're not able to solve it right away, you at least don't say, I cannot do this problem. You come up with like, okay, you know what, maybe I can try this, maybe I can try this, maybe I can try this. At least you have ways in which you're trying to solve. Eventually, you get to a point where like you can solve any problem, but even in the beginning stages, getting these things like, okay, there are multiple ways of solving this problem and training your mind to like think of all the possible ways is a good strategy.
Yeah. Ronald Johnson completely agrees with you 100%. He says it's excellent to have problem solving skills rather than simply memorizing a unit anyway. Right? It's a life skill. That's awesome. Now, what tools as a tutor do you typically use to do your online tutoring?
As in like what?
Like Zoom, I know you've talked about Zoom and BitPaper in the past. How do you use those to do your online tutoring?
So I mainly use Skype for voice and video calling. And I use BitPaper as an online whiteboard. So me and my student can write on the whiteboard simultaneously. I can write and they can see immediately and they can write. And it's like a real-time whiteboard. Perfect. And now bit paper has introduced a lot more colors, and my kids love it. They're like,
that's cool.
"Yay, more colors! I want to try this color. I want to try this color. I want to try this color." I'm like, "Hey, bit paper is there. Okay, let's focus on the class. And after the class, you can try a whole bunch of colors. I'm not going to say anything to it.
Yeah.
Mom, work with it, or let you work with it for another 5 minutes. You can play with colors. Let's now focus on the class." So the kids love the colors, and yeah, the boards are good. So that's what I work with mainly on Skype and BitPaper. In case BitPaper has a downtime, I use Zoom.
Okay. So it's always good to have a backup system.
Yeah, and I also use, sometimes I have to use FaceTime for calling in case Skype and Zoom fail. I've even used WhatsApp for calling, voice calls. Like, these are all my backup systems. I've gone to like 4 backups. Like, and then I take Zoom. In case a kid is like, I don't know how to connect to Zoom, I'm like, take your mom's cell, call me on WhatsApp. In case no WhatsApp, I say like, call me on FaceTime. So I've done all this in class.
Oh, very cool. We can always make it work, can't we?
Yes. And
Yeah.
I've had kids write on notebook and flip it over too, in case everything else fails.
Yeah, I've had it where a student has struggled to be able to get the sound to work. And so then they've actually just called me on the phone, and we did the sound through the phone while, I shared my screen, and we were still able to do the session.
That's exactly why I use FaceTime and WhatsApp. The sound system on 8 our computers failed. I don't know which one, but it happens. So on phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Awesome. Do you have some of us have some favorite websites that we like to kind of incorporate when needed in our lessons. Do you have any of those favorite websites that you like to use?
I use a lot of Art of Problem Solving's website and their books. Their books are awesome. Like, if you want to go for problem solving, go for their books. I would recommend it that much. And I just use their pre-algebra book, in fact.
Okay.
Which is the most basic book, but it trains, like I said, it's a training of mindset, right? So once you get your mind trained, doesn't matter what topic is thrown on you, your mind is already trained to work through the problem. So even if you just train yourself on pre-algebra, I'm pretty sure your algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2 is easy. I don't deal with calculus right now, so I can vouch only for algebra 2, how the pre-algebra, just working with pre-algebra alone has helped most of my kids go through till algebra 2 without any problems at all. In fact, all my kids who've gone through the pre-algebra book do not need me for their school time. They're like, no, I can handle it on my own now. I just need to work on competitions. Can you help me with math counts, AMC8, or other competitions? Once we go through that, I don't need any help for school time. And they all got A's.
Oh, that's very cool.
Like a walkthrough.
That's what we want, right? We want our kids to get all A's. That's exactly what our goal is, for them to be able to experience, success and be able to do it on their own. How do you spell the name of that book series again you were talking about?
It's Art of Problem Solving. So it's
the Art of Problem Solving.
Yes, and it's shortened to AOPS. So even if
that makes sense. AOPS. Sure. Art of Problem Solving. I love it. So there you guys go. There's a great tool that you can check out if you are looking at math, even science. It seems like that would be a good tool to kind of take a look at, since, it's all problem solving based. Very cool. Now, you had mentioned that it took a while for you to get out of that free mindset when it came to your online tutoring. And to start charging your students. Tell us about that.
In my culture, we always believe education is free.
Okay.
Should be given free. And as a teacher, I should never charge my students. And that was like, so when I started tutoring, I was doing it for free. I wasn't charged. I was just like, you know what, I'm having fun. She's having fun. Let's just do it. Well, who cares about money? I don't need it anyway. So it was good. But then what I found was that one girl, she was like extremely committed. Money or no money did not matter to her. But when I did for other kids, they had a greater motivation to work when their parents were paying for it. And the parents had a greater motivation to send their kids to class when they were paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we're doing a free session, it will always be like, let's work on it tomorrow or the day after. And you know what? Something came up. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Even now, when I do a couple of students free because I know them too well, or like things like they cannot afford, they want to try me out, and things like that, it always happens this way. Whenever I do it for free, they always go like, maybe not today, let's do it tomorrow. So they would keep moving the sessions about. So which meant that neither me nor them are getting the benefit. Like the student doesn't get the benefit either because they need to come in a scheduled time for them to learn something. If they keep moving about, their mind is not even in the class even when they are there because they've been like when they have a scheduled time every week and when they appear, the mind automatically gets trained that I'm going to be here, I'm going to be doing math.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't happen, it doesn't work. So I'm like, okay, no more free classes.
Yeah.
So whatever I get, it's fine, but it should be an amount that they should be able to pay, but they should also be committed enough to turn up to class every single week on their time slot, not late, not early, on their time slot.
Yeah, and that's respecting you as a teacher who is taking the time out of your day to be able to do this, and it's respecting, the time that they have available too. And they take it more seriously when they are paying for those services. And I've even found that the more you charge for your services, the more serious they take it versus charging less. They kind of, if you're not charging enough, they can easily fall into that pattern of not coming to classes and, let's just reschedule this. And it's like, no, I have this on my agenda. When you make an appointment with somebody, you need to keep with it. Now I have a certain process. I don't know what your sales process is. My sales process, when I first get somebody inquiring about about tutoring, I immediately bring them into a free assessment because I feel like I need to find out what they can do, what they can't do before I can even service them. And so I really need to make it about the child. What process do you go through when you are onboarding a brand new student?
For me, like I said, I don't really care about the answers. I care more about how they got the answer, even if the answer was wrong. So usually when the kid comes in, I give them, if they come in for competitive math, I give them a grade level paper. So it's like, if they want to be trained for Olympiads, I ask them, have you done a lower level competition? Or like, how are they at Olympiads first? If they're like, I'm already getting a 3 or a 4, I would still give them an Olympiad paper at their grade level and see how they work through. I see how their thought process goes.
Yeah.
So once you know that, then I can tailor a program to them. If they find Olympiads too easy, then I just directly move them to pre-algebra. So I'm like, you're too good for elementary level competitions, you need to now start training higher.
Yeah.
And if I find that they don't even understand a single question in Olympiad, which I said can totally happen because Olympiads are not the easiest competitions. So I gave them an easier paper, which is called a CML, Continental Math League. So those competitive exams are slightly easier, and there are grade levels to choose from. So I might sometimes go slightly lower grade to start them off and then move them on to a higher grade. So during that first class is like I give them a paper and I see them working through it. I always tell them to show all their work on their paper stream and explain to me. So this is how I usually do my classes. Me explaining something happens very rarely. It only happens when the child is completely blanked out. Usually it's the kids who explain things to me. So I'm like, okay, this is your question, feel free, do it however you want, just explain how you did it. As and when the kids explain to me, I'm like, why do you think this happened? What would happen if you did this instead of this? Or can you do it in a different way? So I start off like leading questions as to like giving them small hints at a time for them to like, realign their thinking at every step if they've done something wrong. Or even if they've done it right, if there was a better way of doing it, I'll be like, can you do this instead of this? Or like try it out, try a different way. Do you think this will be faster or are you more comfortable with this? So those kind of thinking questions and with them explaining to me the problems, I kind of know where they are. And
That's
from there,
awesome. Yeah.
put a pattern for them, like go lower, go higher, or stay where they are and just improve on math itself.
Yeah.
In I've moved a couple of kids who are in grade 4 and 5 to grades 2 and 3, and within like 5 or 6 hours, they can move up to their grade level. So it's just like those few initial struggling classes, oh, they will struggle the first 2 classes. I guarantee if they've never been through problem solving, they are going to struggle the first few classes. And then they get into like, hey, it's not so bad as I thought. That's when you realize that, yes, my job is done. I think they're motivated at that level, like go, 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 go. I find that it's that exact motivation that keeps the kid going rather than their skills in math. It's like you telling them, you know what, this is how you started. This is what you exactly did when you started off. And now when I give you a similar problem, this is how you're doing it. Now you can see the difference in like 5 or 6 classes. And the kids get excited about it.
Yes,
and
of course.
It's like joy to see them like excited about it.
Yeah. And I can tell you just have such a passion for this, and you are totally in the right place doing what God has called you to do. It's so awesome to see that. And so this is why you are getting the Tutorpreneur Hero Award, because you are incredible. Woo!
Thank you so much.
It has been phenomenal being able to chat with you and talk with you and just go into a little bit more into your online tutoring world and what it looks like and what it's like for your students. So thanks for sharing all of your tidbits of information and how successful you are and your students are with it. It is really, really awesome. So congratulations again.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to receive this award.
Well, for those of you that are joining us, we do have our Creating Credible conference today. So if you are joining us, that'll be at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. And if you are also watching this and you are on Become an Online Tutor and you are interested in getting a free copy of my book, Job Security for Life and Teaching How to Become an Online Tutor, all you have to do is click like the page on Become an Online Tutor and then go to send a message and you'll write the word tutor and my book will automatically pop on up for you. So enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you once again.